We do education, which I believe needs to be completely reinvented, and how to lead an authentic life. I start my classes with a quote from the Gospel of Thomas. If you bring forth that which is within you, that which is within you will save you. If you do not bring forth that which is within you, that which is within you will destroy you. So, oftentimes our culture tells you what you should be doing. These are the respected professions, right? It's these professions, they will give you honor and they will give you resources in our society. But if you have an unrespectable profession, where I was growing up back east, a director was not a profession, an artist, someone who wrote jokes. I started as a joke writer. That was a joke to my culture. And I had to see through that and listen to my own heart. So, who has a question? We have a microphone set up over here. Here we go. He's either going to the restroom or he's going to... I think he's coming this way. So have you seen, you guys seen some of my other films, Ace and that stuff? Did you see a movie called Accepted by any chance? Okay, which questions education? Good. Well, let's talk about some of those things tonight. So, yes? It is not on. Can we get the microphone on?
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for the film. And one thing that I kept thinking about through the film was how in the beginning you said you thought that your work in creating comedy films was a healing agent for the world. So throughout the movie I kept thinking about that, about the Marx Brothers and Norman Cousins, watching them when he was suffering from cancer, and about Chaplin evolving from his shorts, which were basically slapstick, to his feature films, which had the whole spectrum of comedy and tragedy. And then I also thought of how...
You have a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I'm speaking to a question. Okay. That in your business, there are a very few who make as much money as you did, but there's thousands of artists, comedians, writers, actors, filmmakers, who are living basically with poverty wages and keep doing the work out of love. And so my question is, where is the comedy? I see the comedy that's still in your work, in everything you're doing. But what about the work of creating art and creative comedy? And do you feel that your comedy, your filmmaking, if you still do it, or if you go back to it, will evolve from what from?
You said a couple things in there that I think there's a question beneath the question. You said there are a lot. I have made a lot of money, but there are a lot of people that don't make a lot of money.
And some of them create work that's as good as...
Some of them create art. Of course they create art. They create art at an individual level. They can create art on a larger level. But and your point in bringing that up is?
That in the business, the art business, there are many people who create as good art or better than some of the few who've made a lot of money. And those ideas are provoked throughout the movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got you. I think I got you. But let me speak to. There's a lot of things in what you're saying. That's because your question is filled with ideas. But I made this movie for those people. You see, I made this movie for you so that you could re-examine how we do business. I've re-examined how I do business in my life. So I think it's right that people are suffering and struggling who are artists on any level. No, I don't. Do I think it's right that someone like me stood on top, said I'm more valuable, give me all the resources, my films make more money, I should make more money? No, I don't think that's right at all. Do I think that art should be commoditized? Do I think that art can even be owned? Of course not. We don't own anything. This whole idea of possession, that you possess anything, is an illusion. You see? But we say we own things. We own that piece of land, right? Which was a crazy thought to a Native American. Crazy. But we own that piece of land. It's gotten so bad that in some South American countries, a corporation bought the rain, right? So it was illegal for you to take your hat off and catch rainwater in your hat. But is that so different than the land that we stand on? So I don't believe even in the ownership of art. Okay? So I made this movie, and I made the shifts in my life to walk a different way. So now I take what I need, and whatever else is generated with this art goes back to those artists, to you, to building community, to helping to heal the natural world, to Japan now, to freeing slaves. You see? Because there's another kind of slavery. Well, there's 27 million slaves that are in the world today. You probably don't know that, but we didn't end slavery in 1865. So, anyway, I don't know if this is the answer to your question, but it was inside of what you said, and it's very important to me, because we've crafted a world based on an illusion, you know, and that pits us against each other. We don't cooperate with each other. You can't help her become the best artist, because what if her art sells and your art doesn't? Then you die and she lives. What if you want to be a lawyer and she wants to be a lawyer? You have to get a better grade than her. You can't help her be a lawyer. You got to be a better lawyer. And that's silly. Each of you is unique, and each of you can work with each other to bring out the talent that is you. And then you can get a mirror reflecting back and help yourself through your friend, and your talents can come out. I cannot be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. You can't be what you ought to be until I am what I ought to be. These are the words of Martin Luther King. We are tied in a web of mutuality. Yet your school system and your economy generally divides you. So, again, I don't know if this is the answer to your question, but you got me rolling. And yeah, I'll make more comedies. Hell yeah. I may talk out my ass tonight. All right. Thank you, brother. And if I can answer it later again, I'll do it again. Thank you.